Well, we've just had one of those wildlife photography mornings, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. These cats are so stunning. Well, last time I was in Spain, it was about 30 degrees, and this time it is significantly colder. As you can see, it's a bit of a fresh morning, but we're going to spend the day in the hides hoping to get a glimpse of one of the rarest cats on the planet, and potentially one of the most beautiful, the Iberian Lynx. So come and join us. In the scrublands and rugged valleys of central Spain lives one of Europe's most endangered predators, the Iberian lynx. Once on the brink of extinction, this elusive feline has slowly begun to recover thanks to decades of conservation work. But seeing one in the wild remains exceptionally rare. Their movements are discreet, their territories vast, and their encounters unpredictable. In this film, we travelled to the heart of lynx country to document their habitat, understand their behaviour, and attempt to catch a glimpse of this remarkable species in its natural environment. We sat for hours, waited in silence, and learnt to listen to the landscape that speaks in whispers. This is the story of that search. Some moments in life are earned, not granted. Oh my word, I'm not sure where to start. What an absolutely phenomenal day. We just got back from day one, spent on the estates, and it's been a long day. We spent 10 hours in the hide, and obviously 10 hours when you're sitting down, making no noise, it requires quite a bit of resilience, but it was well worth it. When the first lynx came in after probably less than an hour in the hide, and that's purely luck, I felt pretty emotional, and I think quite a few of the other guys did as well. They are such incredibly beautiful creatures. It really was enough to make the hairs stand up on the back of your neck. And then we went through the middle of the day with the occasional bird life. We saw some beautiful Iberian azure magpies. We had goldfinches, chaffinches, robins, blue tits. We had a hawfinch come down, which was lovely. And then as the afternoon started to progress, we had a second lynx come into the hide, or the area around the hide. Now the hide it's not a baited hide. There's a water source, but that's it. And actually, on the two occasions that we saw the lynx today, it didn't even use the water. So it's purely luck that they've just decided to traverse past where the hide is. But the second time it came in from the back of the hide, walked across the front of the hide, around the watering hole, and then disappeared, and we thought that was it. And as it turned around the corner, no more than 30 seconds later, it appeared with a rabbit which it had just dispatched. So they are the most incredible hunters. Now, my view of the predation was blocked out by a tree and the bushes, but I managed to capture a couple of very quick images as it walked back across, and I'll put them up on the screen now. But what an experience, what a day. I'm shattered. So we're going to go and get some food, and then a nice early night ready to go at it again tomorrow, and I can't wait. Good morning on day two. We're off to a different estate today, but if today is anything like yesterday, it's going to be epic. Come on, let's get there. Well, we've just had one of those wildlife photography mornings, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. These cats are so stunning. And about halfway through the morning, we saw one appear out of nowhere down the side of the hide, and it walked in front of us, looked into the hide, obviously saw its own reflection, but with the one-way glass, you just sit and you freeze and you just don't move and hope that it can't see you. Anyway, it walked, and then 10 seconds later, a second one followed, and I think it's male and female. I might be wrong. It could be mothering last year's cub, but I think it's male and female. They are spectacular, and we've been so lucky in the 2 days that we've been here, and I don't want to leave anyone disillusioned by the fact that at the end of today we'll have done 20 hours in the hide, so it's a lot of waiting around, but it's waiting around that is worth every second. So photographing lynx is definitely a test of endurance. But we saw 5 this morning within being in the hide for the first half an hour. The light hadn't come up, so it was only an option to use video really, but I managed to capture a little bit of behaviour which I'm really, really pleased about. They came in a 3 and a 2. Now, I'm not sure whether they were adult or juvenile, but they kind of wound their way through the undergrowth and then up the hill back towards the abandoned building where they typically sleep. And as they did, a pair were almost like play rutting, bashed heads. But another thing that is just phenomenal about these stunning creatures, it's just amazing to watch their habits and their mannerisms. And although it's been a long morning and we only had the early sighting, it's still worth every second invested. Good morning. Well, there's been a significant change in the weather this morning. We have had rain overnight and we've got rain now. Will that affect the cat's behaviour? I'm not 100% sure, but we'll certainly find out really soon. Let's go and find out.
Thanks as always for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, I'd love it if you could consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything and it helps to push this content out to people that enjoy similar things. Until next time, stay safe, get out in nature, and I'll see you on the next one.